Today we have a real treat for those who like lots of outdoor living and lively performance. It's called the Sea-Doo Switch Cruise 21, and it's a hybrid cross between a personal watercraft and a pontoon runabout. Want your day to start out well? Well, a trailer is critical to that. And in this case, Sea-Doo provides the trailer as part of the package, and the switch sits really nicely upon it. The beam of 2.4 metres is well within our legal trailable width, which you can't say about too many pontoons. Total weight on trailer is around about 1.5 tonnes too. Looking at the hull itself, it's not a conventional catamaran, but rather a tri-hull with a main hull and outer sponsons that act as stabilisers. The hull material itself is called Polytech, that we first saw on the Sea-Doo Spark. It's really hardy, scratch resistant, low maintenance, perfect in this application. The other main innovation is this jet propulsion unit, which is ubiquitous to the personal watercraft but rarely seen in the pontoon world. It's connected to a Rotax engine, 4-stroke, 230 horsepower. Closed loop cooling means the motor doesn't get salt water through its veins, but you still have to flush after use because its exhaust is open loop, and it also has to cool the intercooler. Speaking of water, let's give it a run. The jet unit and engine connect to another novel feature for a pontoon boat's handlebars. And it's not surprising because Sea-Doo has vast experience in this space. Now, instead of a saddle, you get this nice seat, and it comes with a bolster so you can sit nicely positioned behind the handlebar. Looking around, it's got a multifunctional digital dashboard that gives you plenty of information. Also has this 7-inch Garmin GPS. It's touchscreen and it is fish finder enabled. Now, to control the boat, trigger on the right hand as usual, and it also has a great feature here, a left hand trigger which activates a reversing bucket. Now that is your brake, and it's also really useful when you're backing out of a dock. Another great feature is called VTS. It enables you to trim the bow up and down to suit the conditions. Another acronym of note is IDF. That's the Intelligent Debris Free System. Now, if you have any clogs in your system, it reverses the impeller and away you go. Before you start the engine the first time of the day, it's critical to remember some of the safety essentials. Firstly, there's a bilge blower. You should let that run for 2 to 3 minutes to evacuate the bilge of any petrol fumes that may have gathered. Secondly, you must wear this lanyard. This is a safety device and you wear it at all times when you're driving. Just coming away from the beach now, this reverse feature is really handy, but the reverse steering is a bit funky if you're used to outboards or stern drives. For example, if you go right hand down, the stern goes left. Left hand down, it goes right. So the best way to think about it is to use the bow. So with the left hand down, the bow goes left, and you can actually, it doesn't take you too long to adjust to that. Beautiful day here on Lake Macquarie today. Water is a perfect blue. Really is quite an unusual driving sensation to have these handlebars. We are in sports mode. Now, I was thinking about economy mode because I do value my hat and I do value my hair, but I think we've got to really see how 230 horsepower goes. Throttle down and up she goes on the plane. 2 seconds, we are away. Speed has jumped to 17 knots, 18, 21. One thing you notice, if you go into a turn at high speed, the turning circle's not quite that good. Then you're limited in how far the handlebar can turn. It's certainly not a jet boat or a jet ski, but for a pontoon, in fact for any kind of runabout, it is remarkably agile. That again, you can hold that full throttle right through there. Maintains its speed really well.
And what I noticed, if you back it off and you get it into that slower speed and then you accelerate, you can feel that tail just start to kick it out there. This is really great fun. I am in sports mode again because you really do need that extra performance to give the boat the zip. What the eco mode does, it backs off those RPM. On the personal watercraft, it saves more than 40% of fuel. Not sure what the figures will be here, but for long days on the water when you are concerned about range, that's probably something to consider. I've driven plenty of pontoon boats before, but none like this. I've also driven lots of personal watercraft and none like this. Also, it comes with none of the limitations that personal watercraft can have. For example, you don't need a personal watercraft license to operate this boat. You can also run it in waterways like Sydney Harbour that may be restricted. All up, this boat is a winner.
We chose Lake Macquarie in New South Wales for this test because it's exactly the kind of waterways where pontoon boats will frequent. You know, we think of Australia as being a coastal and offshore boating nation, but there are hundreds, if not thousands of rivers around Australia just like this that are perfect. For some reason, pontoon boats haven't taken off here quite like they have in the US. I reckon the Switch has the ability to change that because it's going to attract a broader water sports audience. And I must say, when you're coming into shore, it's really nice not to have a propeller scything about when there are swimmers around. The one and only entrance to the cockpit is through this bow gate, which is fine if you're coming in from the beach or from a floating dock. You can't really step on these side rails if you're stepping down from a high dock, and it's a little bit of a climb over the aft cockpit. Top marks go to the anchor locker here at the bow. It actually recesses the anchor really securely, comes with plenty of rope and really easy to deploy. I like the fact it's got these vinyl sides as well, nice and clear. It keeps you really engaged with the environment more than a traditional alloy fence. Also, it's got these soft rubberized mats, so these can unclip, but they're really comfortable underfoot. Sea-Doo call it the Switch because you can actually switch the entire floor plan around to suit your needs. Simply by pulling this yellow handle, you can lift the seat base out, so you don't need tools to loosen or retighten. You can also accessorize with Sea-Doo's Link range of products, ranging from storage boxes, ice boxes, board racks, and so much more. Apparently 100 accessories available. Stacks of storage inside these seat bases. There's also an underfloor lazarette. There's no toilet, but you can always come into the beach. How's this for a great feature? A bimini that is absolutely essential for boating in Australia. You can have it as a one piece or with this extension that allows it to cover both the bow and the stern seating areas. It's quick to erect, and it also folds down fully for trailering and storing. We've discussed the bow seating and the helm station, but the driver will also have plenty of company back here in the rear cockpit. Again, this is all configurable, but you have a nice L-shaped wraparound lounge. Pedestal table can be moved back here so you can have a bite or a beverage. Then you crank up that BRP sound system. It pumps out 100 watts as standard, but it can be upgraded, and it is Bluetooth enabled. Engine's obviously in the main hull underneath these two hatches. They're really easy to remove. You notice how well sound insulated they are, which will obviously make the boat a lot quieter when you're running. Quite a bit more beam down there than you'd find in your typical personal watercraft as well, so really good for servicing access. I've owned and loved jet skis for many years, but They are inherently limited in only being able to carry 1 or 2 pillion passengers, and many times I had to go back to the ramp to get the in-laws. A pontoon, by comparison, can carry a driver and 7 passengers, but rarely do you get this kind of performance or practicality. By combining the two, Sea-Doo has jet-propelled pontoons into a whole new era and created a whole new genre. The range-topping Cruise 21 is priced at around $115,000. It's not a water toy, it's a 21-footer with a serious amount of fun built in and also lots of flexibility. In this case, PWC doesn't stand for personal watercraft, it stands for people's watercraft, a party watercraft. Make sure you subscribe to Club Marine magazine and keep an eye on Club Marine TV for more details. For now, I'm Mark Rothfield. Thanks for watching.